Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. This is our weekly business boost, about 10 minutes each week, when we jump on and just share one tip with you on how to move the ball forward in your business, whether it's something you might be struggling with or something that most people struggle with, or just a tip that we've learned that help us in our businesses that we want to pass along to you. I know a lot of times what we share are things to do for your business. Today I'm going to shift gears a little bit and I'm going to share something not to do for your business. So a little bit different, still along the same lines. I know that it's so easy, maybe if you're new getting started, to kind of get stuck in a comfort zone. There's one way that you are comfortable working your business and you kind of get stuck there. So this is going to kind of push you outside maybe that comfort zone just a little bit. So there's three main methods in working our businesses. There's posting on social media, which is marketing. There is messaging people, and then there's having like actual in-person conversations with people about our products and about our opportunity. And based on your personality type, you may gravitate towards one over the others, and that's fine. But just think of it as a three-legged stool, where if you took one of the legs out, the whole thing would fall over, right? So I want to, we talked about this before, that just because it's not something that's your personality type does not mean that you don't need to develop those skills to be competent in that area. So I may talk about one of these three and you may think, oh, that's not really my personality. Well, just know that two out of the three of these is not my personality either. I'm a huge introvert, so posting on social media and even sending messages was comfortable for me, but I was actually hesitant to post on social media because I was scared that people would be interested and then I'd have to have a conversation with them. So again, we're going to talk about how not to work your business, and that's choosing just one of these three to focus on, whether it's posting, sending messages, or having in-person conversations with people. Now, they're all super important, which is why they all need to be a part of your business. And I'm not going to get down into the nitty-gritty of each specific one. I'm just going to kind of touch on these, but I just wanted to reiterate that you can't pick and choose which of these three you do and don't do on a daily basis for your business, or just like that three-legged stool where you take one of the legs out, it's going to fall over. The reason that posting is so important, and there's lots of reasons, but one of the reasons is it keeps you top of mind for your audience. If they don't see you showing up in your posts every day, then they are going to, when they are ready to order, they're going to find somebody who comes to mind to them, and that's who they are seeing most regularly talk about Plexus, and you want to be that person, right? Um, Another thing that I think a lot of people don't realize, because I've had people message me and say, do I really need to post about it every day? That seems excessive. I'm gonna wear my audience out. But what they don't realize is that only about 2% of your friends are seeing your posts regularly, which means 98% of your friends are not seeing your posts. So the more you post, the more people will see those posts, right? So keep in mind, 2% is a very small percentage that are seeing your posts. And an even smaller percentage of that percent are going to see your posts and want to reach out to you, which is why if you rely on posting alone to work your business, you may have some initial interest when you first start posting it. People are curious, but that's going to fizzle out real quick. Again, it's important. You need to keep posting. I can't tell you how many times I actually had somebody join this week who I've been friends with longer than Facebook has even been a thing. And she's been watching my posts all this time, who just signed up. And it's because if I hadn't been showing up every day consistent in my posting, she probably would have signed up under somebody else who was, right? Because we need to make sure that we stay top of mind for people. And again, even people who, that 2% who are seeing your posts, like I said, a very small percentage of them are going to actually reach out to you. I had a friend years ago who was selling all natural deodorant. She would post about it from time to time. And every time she would post about it, I would think to myself, I need to message her about that. I need to get the link to order that. And for 2 years, I saw her occasional posts and thought that in my head until one day I just finally was like, you know what? I've been thinking about this for long enough. I'm just going to message her about it. And I did. It's something that I wanted, something I was interested in. And if she at any point had messaged me and said, like personally said, hey, I'm selling this natural deodorant. Are you interested in an order? I can send you a link. I would have immediately said, yes, please send me the link. I want to order. And I would have ordered that day. But she never ever messaged me. So even though I was interested, I did not order for 2 years. So you may have people who are seeing your posts, who are reading your posts, who are watching your posts, who are interested in exactly what we have to offer, but haven't messaged you. They just haven't done it yet for whatever reason. So that's why it's so important to not just post, but to be messaging people as well. And a lot of times I'll message people and I'll say, hey, I don't know if you see my post, but, and they're back, you're like, oh, I'm so glad you reached out. I actually saw them, but they have a certain issue that they didn't think the problems or that our products would solve. And so while they were kind of interested and curious about the products, they didn't see it helping their problems just because they didn't know enough about it. So then by having that conversation with them, then we were able to figure out what was best for them and get them ordered. So again, posting is so important, but you can't just rely just on posting. So let's go to messaging. Let's say messaging is the only thing you do. You only send messages to people. You don't post, you don't talk to people out, in the world about Plexus, you only message people. If you're only messaging people, and you are not posting about it, it's going to seem very, very disingenuous. It's going to seem very like salesy, but not like in the good way salesy, like weird. Like you're just trying to get money because if you really love these products, if they really were life-changing, wouldn't you be posting about it? Wouldn't you be shouting it from the rooftops? And so it's going to seem very disingenuous if you are only messaging people. And it could seem totally out of the blue. They're going to have no perspective of what the products are because they haven't been seeing posts. They haven't been getting those trickles of information along the way through your post to have any context of what your message is about. So again, messaging people, super, super, super important because again, they may be seeing your posts, but they're just thinking in their head, it's not for me, or I need to do that, but not yet. So by reaching out to people, you're just like my friend did, or just like I finally ordered my friend's products after 2 years of being interested. When you message people, that's when it really starts. And that's when the conversation begins and when you can really help them get their order in. And then the third way, which for me as an introvert is the most terrifying, but that's having actual conversations with people, not through Messenger. Messenger can seem very safe because again, you're kind of hiding behind a screen, and that's my comfort zone. But what I started to do years ago is when I had people that are interested, either getting together with them for brunch or breakfast or lunch or whatever worked, or even just going for a walk. A lot of times I meet people, let's go for a walk and we can talk about it in like a local park where there's trails and things. So getting together with people in person is great. There's different personality types, right? And people connect in different ways. So some people connect by seeing, and that's through your posts. Some people connect by hearing, and that's more through having an actual conversation like through Messenger or sending voice message. But some people need that connection, that one-on-one relationship connection to have that trust built, to want to take the leap of faith with you, to make that order or to join your team. So it's really important, again, to not just rely on posting or messages, but also to have actual conversations with people. And if it's somebody who they can't get together, maybe they're working full time, busy on weekends, that kind of thing, then I get them on the phone. I always, always, always get people on the phone, sending messages back and forth. While it's better than doing nothing, it's not going to get the ball moving forward as much as getting somebody on the phone, having an actual in-person conversation with somebody, one of those two. And when I get people on the phone, I have my computer in front of me, I have my back office in front of me, I am ready to get them signed up while we're on the phone. It's a lot easier to get questions answered and to really tell the tone and figure out where they're at with things, to ask questions, what's holding you back, that kind of thing if you're actually talking to that person, whether it's on the phone or in person. So that's the third way. And if you're only doing that, if you're only bringing it up to people like when you're out, again, that's a way to work the business that's super important, but that's very, very limiting because that's only one-on-one with people you have contact with. Where if you're posting, you're reaching a bigger audience. If you're messaging people, then you're in control of those conversations and how many people you reach out to. It's not just kind of left to chance on who you run into at the grocery store. So that's why today's call is about how not to work your business. It's don't just pick one of these things. You need to be doing all three of these consistently every single day. You need to be posting every day. You need to be messaging people every day and having an actual conversation again, whether it's in person or over the phone with somebody every day. That's really going to get your business momentum going and sustainable long term. So, action step for today is to do one of each of these. Do a post today, message at least one person, and when you send that message, it shouldn't be long and all these things about you. It should be more about, hey, when can we chat? I think you're gonna love what I found or love these products, or make it really personalized and short, but make it more leading to get people to the third area, which is on the phone or set up a lunch date with somebody, a potential to chat either in person again or over the phone. So that's kind of your action steps for the day. And again, I know that some of these may be outside of your comfort zone, but just because it's outside of your comfort zone does not mean that it's not important to do. So if you guys have any questions about any of these, need tips, pointers, help with any of these, let me know, let your sponsor know. We are here to help you any way we can. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye, y'all.